Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bedtime Stories with Pastor Michelle. I am your host, Pastor Michelle, the hostess with the mostest. All right, so tonight's bedtime story, tonight is June the 9th, and isn't it hard to believe that it's already June? It's already almost mid-June. All right, so if my mom is watching, hi, Mom. I love you. All right, so I do know that other people may be watching as well, but I know that every day, and it always brings me happiness, that my mom will text me after each bedtime story and tell me how well I did. So I thank you for that, Mom. So I hope all of you are doing okay in the midst of all this. I know after I'm done doing this bedtime story, I think I'm going to take my dog and go to Dairy Queen and get a sundae, because I just got done with a church meeting, and one of our members during the meeting, right at the end of the meeting, she held up an ice cream sundae, and it just looked legit. It just looked very delicious. So I think I'm going to take my dog and go to Dairy Queen and get a sundae. So anyway, so with that said, like, you really needed to know that about me. So anyway, tonight's story is centered around one of my all-time favorite Disney films. It's a Pixar film. It's centered around the movie Inside Out. And man, I could talk so long about that movie. But it is one of my favorite movies. The first time I saw it, I remember taking confirmation kids, our teens, and we were on a pilgrimage trip during the summer. And I remember we went to the theater to watch it. And I just remember bawling my eyes out. I was like, ugly crying. And so Inside Out is a fabulous film. If you've not seen it, I highly recommend it. It has a very deep message about the importance of having all your emotions. If you feel angry, if you feel sad, it's okay to feel all of those emotions, because we need all of those. So I'm not going to do a mini sermon, but the story tonight is called The Riley and Bing Bong Bang. Okay, this is hard to say. The Riley and Bing Bong Band. So yes, Inside Out it's an amazing movie. So if you've never seen it, get on Disney Plus and watch it. If you have Disney Plus, or just rent it on Amazon, because it's a great movie and it's great for all ages. And so I would love for them to make another one where they have Riley in her teen years, but we'll see if they ever have time to make that. So anyway, tonight's story, let's hear it. Riley and her imaginary friend, Bing Bong, loved making music together. "We should go on tour," Riley told Bing Bong one day. "To Australia. We can play for the kangaroos." "But how will we get there?" asked Bing Bong. "We can take our rocket," said Riley. "We're going to Australia," announced Riley to Mom and Dad. "Be back for dinner," said Mom. "I'm making my famous mashed potatoes." Riley and Bing Bong packed up everything they needed, then they climbed into the rocket and prepared for liftoff. "Activating rocket booster," said Riley. "Mission control, all systems are go." Riley and Bing Bong began the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! But nothing happened. "Of course," said Riley, "the rocket can't fly without fuel." Riley and Bing Bong smiled at each other. Once again, they prepared for takeoff. But this time they were really ready. Riley and Bing Bong began to sing their special song. "Who's your friend who likes to play?" The rocket answered back, binging and bonging. Then it rumbled and roared as it flew out the window. As they soared over the ocean, Riley and Bing Bong saw a shark, a sea turtle, a walrus, and penguins. So far, this was the best trip ever. Soon they could see land. "Australia," shouted Riley. The creatures down under welcomed Riley and Bing Bong with big smiles. "Play us a tune, mates," said a koala. Riley and Bing Bong played all of their songs, and the crowd went wild. Suddenly, a familiar smell drifted through the air. "Mom's famous mashed potatoes," Riley whispered to Bing Bong. "It's time to go home." The two played one last song, then they said goodbye to their new friends and rocketed back to Minnesota. It's amazing that they could smell the mashed potatoes all the way from Australia. So how was Australia? Asked Dad. It was great, said Riley. Tomorrow we're going on another trip to play for the penguins in Antarctica. So there's our story of the night. Tomorrow our story is going to be centered around the movie The Rescuers. And so imagination is a great thing, especially right now. I can remember I used to have an imaginary friend. Several, actually. That's a story for another day. So, and I used to have a band called Magic Lips, and my cousin Eric and I, we were going to tour. We were going to go to New York, and we didn't actually sing. We lip sync. So we thought we would become this famous lip syncing band. We didn't. But imagination's a fun thing to use. I hope all of you are doing okay and hanging in there. Sending love to all of you, and I hope you all have a good night. Sweet dreams, and God bless you all.